And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome into Eagle Field, the home of Hedgesville Eagles baseball. It is the site of tonight's Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference and sectional showdown as the Hedgesville Eagles play host to the Musselman Applemen. For Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10 Sports, I'm Matt Miller along with Matt Crawford. Patrick Feely is today's game engineer. Well, Musselman, as the visitors, will come in riding a two-game winning streak. They are 4-2 on the season. Those back-to-back wins coming last Thursday and Friday after an earlier loss last week on Tuesday to Jefferson, 11-2 in that one. They bounced back with an 8-6 victory at St. Maria Goretti, and Friday night scored a 2-1 win against Martinsburg. Now today they try to see if they can get a win against an Eagles team that is looking to present themselves as the top team to beat here in the section. Hedgesville comes in at 8 wins, 2 losses on the season. After 5 straight to open the year, they suffered their first loss at Jefferson last Wednesday, 6-0 the final in that one, but bounced back to beat Spring Mills 4-3, and then over the weekend, a 9-2 victory at University on Friday and a 13-3 win at Morgantown on Saturday. But in the nightcap of that Saturday doubleheader, Hedgesville fell by a final of 20-10, and that has them heading into today's matchup with 8 wins through their first 10 games. Matt, pretty good matchup here today between two teams that are looking to, position themselves for the postseason.
Let me turn my mic up, see if, hey, you can hear me now. It's two teams that are playing very well. Musselman only playing their 7th game of this year, while this will already be the 11th game for the Hedgesville Eagles, so Hedgesville a little more seasoned, but both teams kind of getting into their groove already, and both teams showing that they're going to be contenders here in this section and this region so far. I mean, 4 wins so far, like you said, for this Musselman team, 8 for this Hedgesville team, and these are two teams that on the Musselman side, they know they can beat this Hedgesville team. A lot of these same players back on both sides, and this is a Musselman team that pulled the upset here last year. So this is in the sectional round that was, and really surprised a lot of people across the state with this Hedgesville team that should have made a run towards Charleston in a lot of people's opinion. So this is a Musselman team that isn't concerned about who they're playing. They're going to go out under first-year coach Josh Hartman, and they're going to give it everything they have. And I think it all comes down to pitching when it comes to these two teams. Obviously, you have a couple of phenomenal bats in the lineup. When you look at Musselman, you got Blake Harbin, you have Justin Murphy, Ethan Wilson, Ben Bartles. Those are all guys batting over 300, along with starting pitcher Caleb Horner batting 421. And then you have the powerful lineup, and that's something that Hedgesville has, is power hitters. When you look at the first 4 in this lineup, 5 home runs for Chase DeLauder, a home run in the leadoff spot for Josh Rush. Hunter Coe is batting 500 and has hit 2 round trippers. And Brady Weaver behind the plate has a home run, is only batting 276, but it's got those power numbers. So this is a Hedgesville team that's going to try to hit the ball all over the ballpark here at home. This is a Musselman team that is no slouch to the plate either.
Well, there you go. It's going to be a fun matchup here this evening as Hedgesville host Musselman. This is our pregame show brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems, providing custom integration services for home and office automation, home theater, networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Give them a call at 304-350-1931 or go to WHMSystems.com. Well, we need to take a timeout, but when we return on our pregame show, we'll hear from both head coaches as we continue to preview today's matchup. It's West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10.
When you're hurting, we're here. When things are confusing, we're here. When you need answers, we're here. Brown Funeral Home. We've been caring for families like yours for generations, since 1880. Whether you want to plan ahead or you need us now. Our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown Ranson. We're here when you need us.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
He literally saved my life. It's just mind-boggling to me that he was able to do what he did.
We're able to affect much more of a difference for our patients with these resources.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
They treat you great, and they're down to earth in the West Virginia way that all West Virginians treat each other.
Back again here at Eagle Field, along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. Time for us to hear from both head coaches as we get you ready for tonight's high school baseball action. The Hedgesville Eagles entertaining the Musselman Applemen. Well, a matchup of first-year head coaches. And let's start with Eric Grove of the host Hedgesville Eagles. His team coming off of that split at Morgantown on Saturday. We asked him what he saw in that doubleheader.
Our bats finally came around a little bit. I feel like we hit the ball well. We just ran out of pitching on Saturday. They had a 12-run inning with no outs, and that stung a little bit. So we fought back. I was proud of that. It was a good atmosphere for us. Got to play some meaningful baseball against some teams. Hopefully we'll see again down the road. We just got to pitch better down the rotation and make plays when we get the chance.
Pleased with the way you were able to bounce back against or after that tough loss against Jefferson.
Yes, I think so. I mean, Spring Mills gave us a great game last week, and they threw their ace. And I felt like it was one of those games where you have a letdown after you have a loss that maybe you weren't expecting. I mean, we expected Jefferson to be a tough game, but you never know how they respond after one loss. And we played well, particularly at Friday against University. I thought we played really well. In the first game in Morgantown, we played really well. So, yeah, it was a good bounce back, and Morgantown's is a really good team, so we had to, we just took one off the chin.
You mentioned Spring Mills. You've already beaten Martinsburg. You've already got a win over Spring Mills. Here comes Musselman today, all sectional opponents. Does that make this a very important game today?
Yes, it does, because we know that this is a very tough section to win games at any time. And we know that they're going to come ready to play. We've been fortunate enough to win the first two, and hopefully if we swing the bats like we did over the weekend and Parker pitches another good game for us, we should be where we want to be, I think. So,
Coach, thank you. Good luck.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, there you hear from Eric Grove in his first year leading the charge for these Hedgesville Eagles. You heard him talk about Parker Martin, and he will get the start tonight, 1-1 with a 1.40 earned run average. We had a chance to see him pitch down at Jefferson last week, and frankly was a tough luck loser in that game. He really pitched better than that final 6-0 score might indicate.
Yeah, I thought he pitched very well in that game, and I thought he gave, like you said, he was a tough luck loser. He gave Hedgesville a chance to win that ball game, gave him a chance to be in that ball game all the way till the end of it. So I'm interested to see how he bounces back in this one today. And on the other side, you're seeing Caleb Horner, a pitcher we've also seen this year. Our third game, we're already seeing some familiar faces for our broadcast this year, and he struggled in his last time out, and that was a game also against the Jefferson Cougars. So we'll see how he looks in this ball game and whether he can bounce back from his last tough outing.
Well, as we continue to hear from the coaches, we turn to Musselman first-year coach Josh Hartman. Our first question to him was about what he saw in his team's very impressive 2-1 win against Martinsburg on Friday.
I tell you what, Trevor Sharp, he brought it. He was dealing and doing his thing on that mound that we expected from him all year, and our defense played great behind him. And like I said, if we do well in the field, we're usually in pretty good shapes, and that's what happened Friday night against the Bulldogs.
Where do you feel you are right now, maybe offensively? How are the bats going?
I mean, I like where we are. I mean, we're hitting pretty good all the way top to the bottom in our lineup. I do like that. I think we're hitting like 320 or something as a team, so that's not too bad for an average for a team anyway. So I'm happy with our bats.
You take a look at this matchup, and you've played a lot of sectional and or regional teams in the real early part of this season. A big one tonight against Hedgesville. Do you like playing such meaningful games so early?
I mean, I do. I like seeing where we're staying early in the year with the teams that it obviously will come down to at the end. And I like where we're at with them, and it gets an early preview of what we need to do down the road if something happens, and we get to see their pitchers and our pitchers and kind of line ourselves up for postseason play later on. So, yes, I enjoy playing the local teams early.
With those earlier matchups with Martinsburg and Spring Mills, how big is this one now against Hedgesville?
Oh, these guys are right there with them. I mean, if I was picking a preseason favorite, these guys would be obviously up the top with them. And another huge matchup tonight, so I'm looking forward to tonight. See what we got.
Chilly night again. How hard is it sometimes with the weather the way that it's been?
I feel like the seasons need to be switched between football season and baseball season, honestly. But our kids are used to it. That's what we played in. It's cold, so I don't know what it'll be like when it's warm. So hopefully one of these days it'll get warm for us, and when it happens, it'll be a good day.
Coach, good luck today.
Thank you very much, Matt.
Well, there you hear from Coach Josh Hartman in his first year leading this Musselman program tonight. The Applemen and the Eagles in a key sectional, but also Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference matchup. Well, both teams have wrapped up their infield. They are preparing the field as we speak, and pretty soon we'll jump into the starting lineups and get you ready for the play-by-play action. But right now we'll take our regular 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we continue to preview this matchup on the pregame show, brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems. Phone 304-350-1931, online at WHMSystems.com. It's West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Ron Hawker here. You have no idea what Johnny's goes through to bring you the best seafood around. We have snow crab clusters, shrimp, crab meat, fish, all the best seafood you want at Johnny's. It's a tough job out here, but our customers are worth it. Johnny's with 2 great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, and Route 11 south in Chambersburg.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Back again here at Eagle Field, the Hedgesville Eagles and Musselman Appleman going at it today. Our pregame show, a service of W. Harley Miller Systems, providing custom integration services for home and office automation, home theater, networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Online at WHMSystems.com. Phone 304-350-1931. Well, Matt, the matchup tonight, Hedgesville here at home, and for Hedgesville at home this season, they've scored a big 11-1 win against Martinsburg, an 8-5 victory over Hampshire, swept a 2-team doubleheader, beating Elk Lake, Pennsylvania 19-0, and St. James, Maryland 14-0. An exciting 4-3 walk-off win against Spring Mills, and now here comes Musselman. So they have certainly played well at Eagle Field.
That's what I was going to say. So you're telling me that they really enjoy playing at home. No shock here that you get a home game, you're going to win a lot of those games, and Hedgesville has started strong and capitalized on those home games. And when you get to the early part of this season, like we're still considered the early part of this season right now, though, again, Hedgesville going into their 11th game of this season. It's big to capitalize on those games at home, and pretty much a split schedule so far for this Hedgesville Eagle team, but they've capitalized when they've needed to at home, including winning a tough game, like you said, against Spring Mills.
And it's been a lot of home games for the Musselman Applemen as well. In fact, coming into tonight, through their first 6, they've played just 1 game on the road. That was last Thursday, and they scored the 8-6 victory at St. Maria Goretti. So we'll see if they can continue what you might call hot play on the road, as they are 1-0 away from home this season.
Scorching hot play, winning 100% of the games they've played on the road this year. So one of these teams is going to pick up their first loss either at home or on the road this year so far.
Well, when you look at how these two teams have been getting it done, they're 2 pretty good offensive teams. The Applemen, in each of their 6 games, 6 hits, 13 hits, 16 hits, 8 hits, 8 hits, 5 hits in a 2-1 decision against Martinsburg. Meanwhile, for Hedgesville, they've been pounding the ball. How about 10 hits, 7, 6, 17, 8, 4, 6, and in their last 3 games over the weekend, 12 in the win at University on Friday, 17 in the win at Morgantown on Saturday, and even in the loss in Game 2 of that doubleheader against Morgantown, still pounded out 13 hits in that one.
And we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast that they're going to hit the ball. There's no question about it. It's just if they're capitalizing on guys and runners or guys that are in scoring position. For the most part this year, you look at those scores, they have done that. So it's going to be another game today where you got to take advantage of the opportunities you're given, but also this is going to be a Hedgesville team that is going to hit the ball all over the place and a lot of extra base hits, and Musselman's going to have their hands full tonight trying to keep Hedgesville off that scoreboard.
Well, it is time to take a look at the starting lineups as they will be introduced to the crowd on hand here at Eagle Field, and the lineups are brought to you by D&N Auto Specialist Wear. where honesty is their best policy. Get it fixed right the first time at D&N Auto, family owned and operated since 1974. Well, let's begin with the Musselman Appleman. Again, 4-2 on the season, led by first-year head coach Josh Hartman, assisted by Brian Klepner, Dave Linton, Malcolm Lee, and Tyler Robinson. For the Appleman, leading off and playing center field is Blake Hartman. He'll be followed by the second baseman, Justin Murphy. Batting third and playing left field is Ethan Wilson. In the cleanup spot today, starting catcher Ben Bartles. The number 5 hitter is pitcher Caleb Horner. Hitting sixth at first base, Nick Reeves. The number 7 hitter is the right fielder Sean Hammond. Batting eighth and playing third base is Andy Wolf, and the number 9 hitter, the shortstop, Devin Moxley. So that's Hartman, Murphy, and Wilson, followed by Bartles, Horner, and Reeves. Hammond, Wolf, and Moxley round out that batting order for Musselman, going without the DH, although the original lineup card did have a DH, but Coach Hartman making an adjustment based on some players being late at some point, whether it was practice or even here to the game today. And so we see a few changes and a 9-man batting and fielding order for Musselman. Now for the homestanding Hedgesville Eagles, led by first-year head coach Eric Grove, assisted by Nicky Brown, Derek Snyder, Mike Quinn, Levi Marty, Brian Mosley, and Scott Budka. For Hedgesville, third baseman Josh Rush is in the leadoff spot. He's followed by the center fielder Chase DeLauder. Batting third in right field, Hunter Coe. The cleanup hitter is the catcher, Brady Weaver. Batting fifth, shortstop Kyle West. The number 6 hitter and today's starting pitcher, Parker Martin. Batting seventh, first baseman, Jamison Matthew. The number 8 hitters, the second baseman, Ty Snyder. And batting ninth and playing left field is Caleb Brown. So again, that's Rush, DeLauder, and Coe, Weaver, West, and Martin, Matthew, Snyder, and Brown. Rounding out that batting order again, Hedgesville playing with a starting 9, no DH for today's game. Starting lineups brought to you by D&N Auto Specialist, where honesty is their best policy, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires, family owned and operated since 1974. Hey, get it fixed right the first time. Call D&N Auto for an appointment at 304-267-4078. Hedgesville in the dugout off the first base side. Musselman in the dugout off the third base side, taking their positions as they are announced. And now we will pause here for the national anthem. As we do, we'll send it to the studio, take our final timeout, and when we come back, we've got the opening pitch and all the play-by-play. It's West Virginia High School baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
The level of care that I got at WVU Medicine was top-notch.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
Is really an integration, looking at a clinical care network, looking at the good people who can help push the envelope and raise the bar for delivering quality healthcare product.
To have my life back is absolutely a blessing. I am beyond thankful for WVU Medicine. I absolutely 100% have my life back.
And we welcome you back into Eagle Field. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. Patrick Feely is our engineer for today's radio and television broadcast of high school baseball. On the mound, going through his warm-up tosses, Parker Martin, Hedgesville in the white baseball pants and jersey tops, that old English-style H in blue on the left of the chest, the numerals on only the backs of the jerseys. They'll wear the blue cap with the kind of silver, it looks to be, bill on that cap and the emblem on the cap. Meanwhile, for the Musselman Applemen, the gray road pants and jersey tops, that Kelly green M on the left of the chest. They as well have the numerals only on the backs of the jerseys, that Kelly green and outlined in white, and they will wear the green hat with the red bill and the red M on the front of that baseball cap.
Your favorite part of this entire broadcast, you just got to talk about the jerseys.
Hey, they're looking sharp.
They are. Hedgesville Rock. It really is an old school look for the pearly all white with the old school script on it, with that old school H on the front of it, only the jerseys, the jersey number on the back of the jersey, and yeah, it's kind of an old school look for them.
Sunny skies around the area, but as that sun sets, we know that many times here at Hedgesville, it can create an issue for the middle infielders, center fielder, and the pitcher in particular. But right now, shadows already stretching out across the field to a point where the sun not in the eyes of at least the pitcher or the middle infielders. The center fielder may still have to deal with that a little bit.
Yeah, Chase DeLauder and Blake Hartman may have to deal with it a little bit, along with the right fielders possibly, but a first pitch underway. Swing and a miss. So Parker Martin gets ahead of Blake Hartman 0-1.
The first pitch to Blake Hartman, a fastball. That first pitch coming at 7:04. Next delivery on the way. Swing and a miss at that one down low. No balls, 2 strikes. And today's opening pitch brought to you by the Mortgage Center on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, where Mark and Cheryl Savitt will treat you like family with personal one-on-one service. They'll walk with you from application to settlement with low interest rates and closing costs. Phone 304-267-9040. It's the 0-2 pitch is fouled off the end of the bat of Hartman to the backstop, or you can find them online at mortgagefinancing.com.
Hartman, a .667 hitter, so 2 out of every three he's getting on base with a hit. The 0-2 misses high for ball 1. When it comes to Parker Martin, a 1.4 ERA. He's a strikeout guy. 9 strikeouts to 4 walks in his third start of the season.
Hartman able to lay off this pitch that misses down low. Count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes, showing a good eye at the plate. 1 base on balls, lifting his on-base percentage to .688. He bounces the 2-2 off of his front foot. So that is a foul ball as it came down and hit him still in the batter's box. And it holds 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hartman, the lone sophomore in this Musselman order. They have 5 seniors and 3 juniors in tonight's starting lineup. Martin ready, and the pitch, and that one stays high, and the count has gone full 3-2.
From our angle, that one looked like it was going to catch the top corner of the strike zone. I think a pitch that Hartman should have probably tried to foul off, but a good eye to count now full.
And now that 3-2 pitch sharply hit to the shortstop, down to a knee. He's got it on 1 bounce, and the strong throw from Kyle West is in time to get the speedy Hartman at first.
Last time we saw West, he was having some trouble fielding the balls cleanly. That was a game down at Jefferson, was our last broadcast, actually. So good to see him confidently get that ball, make a strong throw over to Matthew. But a good at-bat in the leadoff spot for Blake Hartman. He did what a leadoff batter needs to do, make the pitcher throw a lot of pitches and everything in his arsenal.
Yep, 8 pitches in that at-bat. 1 down, base is empty for Justin Murphy. He'll take strike 1. Murphy moving up in the order based on when we saw these Applemen last week. Right-hand batter takes this fastball well outside, 1-1.
A lot of fastballs so far for Parker Martin. He's got a good bit of zip on that fastball early in this one.
Here's that 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss by Murphy. Now 1-2.
Looked like that might have been a changeup. Took a little bit off of that one. Maybe just switching from a 2-seam to a 4-seam, but a little bit slower on that last pitch.
And the next pitch, a swing and a miss. Took a little something off that one. Nice pitch breaking down to the right-hand batter. And Murphy strikes out on just 4 pitches. That was a 1-2 count. First strikeout for Martin.
And Murphy, not an easy guy to get out, came in a .500 hitter on the season so far. Again, this game number 7 for the Applemen.
Just the third time Murphy has struck out in now 17 at bats. 2 outs with no one on for Ethan Wilson. He'll look at one outside for a ball. Number 3 hitter, starting left fielder, takes this fastball on the outside corner. It evens 1-1. Wilson with 6 hits in 19 at bats. That's a .316 average. No homers and 6 driven in. Watches a fastball that sails high. 2-1.
Well, so far in this one, it looks like Parker Martin is trying to live outside. They haven't seen very much on the inside part of the plate, as once again, the setup on the outside was Brady Weaver, but Martin spikes that one in front of the plate, so 3-1 now to count to Ethan Wilson.
Now Wilson with an open stance in that batter's box, that front foot kind of shaded down that third base line. Martin regathers himself, and now ready with the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Again, nice movement on that one, just didn't give in with a fastball there. Now you've got Wilson probably guessing as to what pitch he may see. Here comes that 3-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. He got him.
Good bounce-back batter for Parker Martin within the batter itself. Ethan Wilson was ahead in the count 3-1. Parker Martin comes back, gets the strikeout. 2 strikeouts in that inning and a 1-2-3 inning for Hedgesville.
So a nice start for Parker Martin. Now let's see if the Hedgesville Bats can have an equally nice start, or if Caleb Horner can match his opponent on the mound. Horner will head out to begin his warm-up tosses as we take a break. We're through a half an inning. It is Musselman 0, Hedgesville coming to bat.
It's the late nights. It's the early mornings. It's working in the sunshine and rain and snow. It's the dedication, the care, the hours of training that led to the winner's circle. It's our job, our passion, our lives. We are the Horsemen.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
As we move to the bottom half of inning number 1, time for our first inning first look forecast. Right now, sunny skies prevail around the eastern panhandle. As the sun sets, the lights are already on here at Eagle Field. Our current temperature, 48 degrees. Look for an overnight low of around 30. Partial clouds for the day tomorrow. A little warmer, 52 the high, 33 that low on Tuesday night. And then Wednesday, sunny and a more comfortable 65 degrees. The overnight low Wednesday around 45, and that looks like a beautiful day for baseball. And that's our next game broadcast. Wednesday night we'll be up at Spring Mills as the Cardinals take on the Martinsburg Bulldogs. That first pitch at 7, and our pregame at 6:40. We are moving to the bottom half of inning number 1. The Hedgesville Eagles with Josh Rush, Chase DeLauder, and Hunter Coe to face Caleb Horner for Musselman.
And Horner needs a bounce-back game. Comes in with a 4.26-3 ERA. His last time out was a game against Jefferson. Only was able to go 2 1/3 in that one, giving up a lot of runs in that ball game. Again, only able to go 2 1/3. That's third inning was really where it began to come unraveled for him, and a lot of runs scored in that 11-2 loss, and a lot came in the 2 1/3 that he worked in that one. So hopefully he can have a bounce-back game today. He's going to need to work on that strikeout to walk ratio. 9 strikeouts to 8 walks. So he's got to cut down that base on ball percentage.
Well, and yeah, just throwing strikes is key, getting ahead of hitters, because as you were talking about his last performance, 80 pitches in that 2 1/3 innings. So Horner ready, and the big right-hander delivers the first pitch to Josh Rush. Down low, ball 1.
getting ahead of hitters in this game is going to be crucial because you don't want to let Hedgesville be able to sit back and wait for a pitch they want.
Here's a swing and a ground ball back up the middle, ranging over to his left. The shortstop Moxley has a kick off his glove up into the air, back down to the ground, and he'll pick it up and safe at first. Josh Rush, and that'll be an E6 on that ball up the middle.
One thing that Horner's going to need behind him as well. He's struggled on the mound this year so far, but you look at his runs to earned run rate, 12 runs given up with him on the mound. Only 3 of those runs have been earned.
Ouch. Well, let's see if he and the defense can pick it up after that error allows the first base runner, Chase DeLauder, to the plate, and the left-hand hitter will have a hole to hit through as Nick Reeves will hold the runner aboard at first. Justin Murphy, the second baseman, shading over just a little bit with the shortstop Moxley in position where they try to turn a double play. Toss over as Horner will send Rush back in on the dive.
Chase DeLauder coming in the number 2 spot, playing center field today, 667 hitter, 5 home runs on the season, already has driven in 18 on the year.
Swings and sharply hits this one towards the second baseman. That one off the heel of the glove of Murphy and trickles out into shallow right center field. And again, a tough defensive play for a Musselman infielder, not able to handle that sharply hit ball, and DeLauder is aboard on an error.
That was a sharply hit ball to Justin Murphy at second base, and yes, a very hard hit ball off the bat of Chase DeLauder. But I think that's a case where Justin Murphy's trying to turn 2 there. At that point, a ball hit that sharp, you've just got to block that and try to get that ball to drop in front of you and try to at least get 1 out. Now 2 runners on, unearned base runners.
And it'll bring up Hunter Coe. He sees a fastball down low and away for ball 1. Well, not the start that Horner would have hoped for. He's gotten a couple of ground balls, but nobody out. A couple of errors, 2 are on. Reeves plays in front of the runner at first as the pitch to the plate is on the outside corner for a strike. Now 1-1 to Coe.
Coe, a 500 hitter on the year. He's got 2 home runs himself. Has also driven an 18, similar to the runner at first base right now, Chase DeLauder.
Horner looking at the runner at second, now to the plate. Good breaking pitch for a strike. Coe will step out with the count now at 1-2. He has been very effective with his hits, 14 of 28, and has driven in 18 runs on those 14 hits. Ducks on the pond here with nobody out, first and second, and the pitch, and a swing and a miss at a pitch down low. Nice job by Ben Bartles digging that one out. The runners will hold as Coe is retired. 10th time this season he's gone down on strikes.
And I'm sure not an ideal situation for Horner, having to go to the third batter of the inning to get out number 1. But now this does set up a double play opportunity with DeLauder standing at first base and a force now at all the bases.
It brings to the plate Brady Weaver. He'll take down and in for ball 1. Weaver, a senior, one of 4 seniors in this Hedgesville starting lineup. They've got 4 juniors and 1 sophomore. The runners with their leads. Again, Reeves still playing in front of the runner at first. The pitch to Weaver taken for a strike. Weaver 8 hits, 29 at bats this season, a homer, 7 driven in. That's a .276 average. Stands near the plate and now asks for time. Too much time between pitches from Caleb Horner. And Weaver will step out. That back foot is about even with the point on the back of the plate. So he'll stride into that pitch, and that front foot will come down right at the front of the batter's box. He swings and fouls this 1-1. It's out of play first base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Crowds that plate. I would say those hands as he holds the bat out over the shoulder are right across that inside corner of the plate. See if Horner tries to work him in or not on this 1-2 delivery. Here comes the pitch. Nope, goes low and outside. Bartles knocks it down, makes the throw to third, but too high off the glove of the third baseman. Making his turnaround third is Josh Rush, and he'll come home to score on the 3rd error of the half inning.
And it was they had Josh Rush dead to rights at third base, but unfortunately Bartles just a little too high. A good jump by Andy Wolf at third base with the ball careens into left field for the first run of this ball game.
With that pitch down low, really didn't get away from Bartles much at all, but Rush breaking towards third drew the throw, And that throw was high and wide, and a run comes home to score. Now on the 2-2 pitch, check swing for Weaver. The appeal goes to our base umpire. He says no swing, and the count is gone full at 3-2. Brian Collins, by the way, is our plate umpire, and Jeff King is our umpire on the bases. A runner at second as DeLauder had moved up as well on that errant throw down to third, and now the 3-2 to Weaver misses. Low and outside, that's ball 4. So it puts runners again at first and second with a run in and one away. Bottom half of inning number 1, and it brings up Kyle West. West, the number 5 hitter in the order, starting shortstop. Again, a hole to hit through as the left-hand batter looks at a pitch down low. The runner's hold as Bartles picks that one up at his feet. Initially looked away as though he didn't know where that one had gone, but it was right there at his feet. Good decision by DeLauder to stay put at second. Got the second baseman ducking over near the bag, trying to keep him close. And with a left-hand batter, that's a huge hole on the right side of the infield as West takes a strike on the outside corner. So I guess you try to pitch him away and hope maybe he'll go the other way with it or roll one over with a huge, huge gap there in the right side of the infield. Off-speed pitch. That one down and in. West did not swing, and it is 2-1.
Yeah, the release point for Horner right now is just not where he needs it to be. We've seen just in this inning probably 5 or 6 balls hit the dirt already that he's just not releasing the ball quite soon enough.
And this pitch misses high off the mitt of Bartles, goes to the backstop, but the runners will advance. DeLauder from second to third and Weaver from first to second. So 2 in scoring position and a 3-1 count on Kyle West.
And what you see right there is Horner trying to adjust that release point and just hasn't quite found a happy medium yet.
First base now open. Well, not any longer as this pitch. Down low, gets by the catcher. It bounces off the backstop and up the first base line. Bartles retrieves as Horner comes down to cover the plate, but DeLauder stays put at third. West aboard on the base on balls. Back-to-back walks issued by Caleb Horner.
And the bottom half of this first inning right now is in danger. You're in a dangerous position right now if you're the Caleb Horner and this Musselman-Appleman team. This is a Hedgesville team that scores really at will, it seems like, looking at their scores this year. And bases loaded right now. Just one out here in the bottom of the first inning of Parker Martin coming in, a .471 hitter. He will step into the batter's box after the meeting at the mound is over. He's driven in 7 on the year and has got an opportunity to get a couple more here. 2 ducks on the pond and 1 standing at first base.
There's some big at-bats early in this one. Let's see if Horner can get Martin and get a key out in this one, maybe even get a big double play that might get him out of the inning. The first baseman and third baseman will play in. Middle infielders are back. Martin, a right-hand batter, swings at the first pitch, pops it up, fair ball, about a quarter to halfway down the third base line and over towards the line, still in fair territory. The catch made by Caleb Horner, and boy, he could not have asked for anything better than that.
Nope, that's a great way to give yourself a little bit of breathing room. And now all you need is a pop fly somewhere. You don't have to worry about how deep it's hit. Just get the ball in the air or a ground ball or a strikeout. Anything to get the inning over here in the bottom of the first and minimize the damage.
It'll bring up Jamison Matthew with 2 outs and the bases loaded. A 1-0 Hedgesville lead. First pitch to Matthew down low. 1 ball and no strikes. By the way, infield fly rule in effect on that pop-up that was caught by Horner off the third base side. 1-0 delivery on the way. That breaking pitch snaps in across the inside corner, and it's 1-1. Matthew was getting out of the way of one he thought would stay inside.
And we've seen him with those kind of happy feet a couple times this year so far. He had that same reaction to a breaking ball down at Jefferson our last time out.
The 1-1 pitch, that one down low and outside. 2 balls and a strike. Looked like he tried to come back to that same pitch, but did not find the location.
Force play at any base here is big for this infield. Right now, a dribbler, you can just go straight to home or tag the closest bag with the bases loaded.
2-1 pitch bounced foul in behind home plate. Now at 2-2 to the Hedgesville number 7 hitter, hitting .269, a homer, and 6 driven in. 7 hits, 26 at-bats. 1 run already scoring, 3 errors, a couple of walks in the inning. Not a hit yet for Hedgesville. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. Matthew down on strikes. 2 big strikeouts for Caleb Horner, and he gets out of a huge jam.
Yeah, huge jam. 1 run across here in the bottom of the first for Hedgesville, but leaving the bases loaded. Again, an issue they struggled with against Jefferson last week in a game we had right here. Left the bases loaded twice in that game. Got to take advantage when you have that kind of situation. Less than 2 outs in an inning.
Oh, we are through 1 complete, heading to inning number 2 when we return to Eagle Field with Hedgesville in front of Musselman 1-0.
Ron Hawker here. You have no idea what Johnny's goes through to bring you the best seafood around. We have snow crab clusters, shrimp, crab meat, fish, all the best seafood you want at Johnny's. It's a tough job out here, but our customers are worth it. Johnny's with 2 great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, and Route 11 south in Chambersburg.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
It's a 1-0 Hedgesville lead as we go to the top of the second inning. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up for the Applemen to face Hedgesville starter Parker Martin. He threw 18 pitches, 11 for strikes in that first inning, setting down the side in order on a ground out and then a pair of strikeouts. The junior catcher Ben Bartles out of the cleanup spot steps into the right-hand batter's box. And our second inning underway. Martin, the right-hander, to the plate with a fastball high, ball 1.
Relatively efficient in that first inning, 18 pitches, didn't allow a base runner, and struck out 2.
Bartles, a .300 batting average. That is 6 hits in 20 at-bats. Lines this one into straightaway center field, dropping quickly and down for a base hit. Chase DeLauder coming in, has to play it on a bounce, and Bartles gets the inning started with a single to center.
And it's the first base runner of the game for the Musselman Applemen, and a good pitch that Parker Martin just left a little bit too much over the heart of the plate, but a good job by Ben Bartles turning on it, sending it right back where it came from, dropping in center field right in front of Chase DeLauder.
Picks up his 7th hit on the season. He is aboard at first, stretching out his lead as Jamison Matthew holds him there. Caleb Horner into the right-hand batter's box. Matthew now steps in front of the runner at first as the pitch to the plate is taken for strike 1. Horner, one of 3 juniors in this starting lineup for Musselman. Has a .421 average, 8 hits, 19 trips to the plate. Good size in that right-hand box. Feet about shoulder width apart. Throw over to first, sending Bartles back in. Horner steps out and now back in. Keeps the weight on the back foot and kind of keeps the toe on the ground and the heel up just a little bit on that front foot. Ready to stride into the pitch as he takes on the outside corner, strike 2. Nice location on that pitch from Martin. Horner, no homers, 5 driven in. Does have a .522 on base percentage. Couple of walks and 4 strikeouts. It shows a good eye to watch this one just off the outside corner for ball 1.
Again, a little too close to the strike zone. I think you got to protect there if you're Caleb Horner and try to foul it off. But again, we're a little catty cornered where we are to home plate in our broadcast position, so maybe a little bit further off the plate than we might have thought.
Here comes that 1-2. It stays high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You go back to a couple of those at-bats in that first inning. Hartman especially. Wilson a little bit as well. making Martin work even after getting ahead of the hitter.
Eight pitches for Hartman and 6 pitches to Wilson.
Runner at first, and with the pitch to the plate, and it's a sinking liner, and the grab made right off the top of the dirt by the shortstop, Kyle West, and he will throw behind the runner at first and get the double play. Bartles was taking off as contact was made, and a great play by West, able to get the glove down and make the catch on the line drive.
And that's a case where if you're Ben Bartles, you got to freeze on that. You're going to get thrown out at second, whether that hits the ground first or whether he catches that low. It's a great job by Kyle West, but if you're Ben Bartles, you got to freeze on that line drive, as now the bases are empty rather than one runner on.
Nobody aboard for Nick Reeves. Bats from the left side. First baseman and number 6 hitter down in the counts. 0-1. Martin ready with a second pitch of the at-bat, and it's bounced foul in behind the plate. Rolling over towards the backstop off the first base side. New baseball thrown in by plate umpire Brian Collins. Brady Weaver tracks down that foul ball, gives it back to the umpire, and we're ready to go with an 0-2 pitch to the plate. Reeves, 2 hits in 13 at-bats so far on this season. It's a 154 average. He takes high here, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. No homers, 1 driven in. Good eye as the 1-2 stays down low. May have been a little inside as well. Now 2-2. Reeves also has a walk, has struck out 3 times. Martin trying to set down the side in order for a second straight inning. Here's the off-speed pitch, a swing and a miss. He got it.
Another good inning for Parker Martin. A strikeout in this one. Got bailed out with his lone base runner of the game so far, as Ben Bartles got thrown out after getting a little too aggressive on the base paths. And unfortunately, Musselman can't make the one-out base runner or the no-out base runner make that come around to get any damage done. Still 1-0 here through half of the second inning.
We'll head to the bottom of the second when we come back. Hedgesville on top of Musselman, 1-0.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, you know, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
We go to the bottom of the second inning here at Eagle Field. Hedgesville with the 8, 9, and 1 hitters due. Caleb Horner wrapping up his warm-up tosses. Faced 7 batters in that first inning. 24 pitches, 12 were for strikes. Did not give up a hit, but walked a couple in the D, committed 3 errors behind him. Managed to pitch out of a bases-loaded jam, and just 1 run scored. Ty Snyder to the plate. And the first pitch of this bottom of the second, bounced towards the third baseman in the hole between third and short. That one getting by Wolf and out into left field for a base hit.
Yeah, Ty Snyder turned on that one. And Andy Wolf at third base playing tight on that line, leaving a big gap between the third baseman and the shortstop. And Ty Snyder found a gap and is now standing safely on first base.
His 7th hit against 24 at-bats, came in with that average at 261. Will elevate it just a bit with that hit. And now Caleb Brown to the plate. Number 9 hitter and left fielder waves and misses at strike 1.
Brown, a 375 hitter, but not quite the experience you would expect at this point with a 375 batting average.
Yeah, 3 hits in 8 trips to the plate. Left-hand batter swings and fouls this one out of play down the left field line. He's behind in the count now, 0-2. No home runs, 1 driven in for Brown. No walks, has struck out 4 times. Behind in the count here, 0-2. Has a hole to hit through. Reeves holding the runner aboard at first. A left-hand batter swings and bounces this one towards the shortstop. Charging in on it, Moxley has it, goes to second for one, and that's all they'll get. Wise decision by Justin Murphy, the second baseman, as he caught it to get Snyder at second and then held on to it. No chance to get Brown at first. He'll reach on the fielder's choice.
And it was a case where Moxley got the ball cleanly and was able to get it out, like you said, just big to get it out and to get that lead runner. Not sure they would have had a chance to get two on that one, but Moxley did bobble the ball a little bit in that glove, possibly affecting a double play opportunity, if you will.
Back to the top of the order. Josh Rush, the batter, he takes the breaking pitch for strike one. And that ball not hit hard enough to afford that brief bobble and still think you're going to get two. Would have been tough without a bobble to get two. So one down, one on. Pitch fouled to the backstop. Rush went up after a high one there, practically jumped in his swing to get the bat on that one. Fouls it back for strike two.
Rush reached on an error back in the first inning to get it all started here in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, came home to score what is right now the only run on the board. 1-0 Hedgesville. Breaking pitch, sharply hit on a line, sinking quickly into left field. Ethan Wilson has it on one bounce. He'll get it in to hold the runners to one base as Caleb Brown stops at second. Rush aboard at first with the base hit.
And for Musselman, that's what makes that play so big, that last out, that fielder's choice to get that lead runner. Because now you go from runners on first and second. Okay, you got one runner in scoring position. You don't get that lead runner if Moxley can't make that play at second. Then you're looking at the bases loaded once again here in the second inning. So a good play by Moxley is now only one runner in scoring position as this ball bounces in front of the plate. Runners will hold. Horner misses his first pitch to DeLauder way in front of home plate. That barely hit the dirt as it bounced. So it was a good block by Ben Bartles as well.
Yeah, great job. Bartles just getting down to his knees, throwing his body at that one, making sure the pitch did not get by. Chase DeLauder at the plate. 0 for 1, but reached on an error to the second baseman his first time up. He fouls the 1-0 pitch out of play along the third base side, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Hedgesville with a run in the first, threatened for more as they left the bases loaded here in the second with that 1-0 lead. 1 out with runners at first and second. DeLauder awaiting the 1-1 pitch. Caleb Horner looking at the runner at second. Shortstop ducks behind him. Pitch comes to the plate and it's down low. Ball 2. And the hard part about trying to get DeLauder, it's not only is he 22 for 33 coming in, but also has 7 base on balls to just 1 strikeout. Very good eye at the plate. Left-hand batter will take this one down low. It bounces away from the catcher off to his right, and by the time Bartles can locate it and go get it, the runners will advance. Brown moving to third, and Rush up to second.
And I think that's what makes Chase DeLauder so tough to pitch against, is what you just mentioned. A lot of times in high school you see hitters that are hitting with the success he is and the power that he is. It means they're swinging at everything and anything close. DeLauder's got a very good eye at the plate as well.
Well, the 3-1 pitch high and outside, and with first base open after the wild pitch, no need to give him anything to hit on that 3-1, and DeLauder draws the base on balls, and, well, Hedgesville has loaded him up again. It'll bring up Hunter Coe, 0 for 1 with a strikeout his first time up. Bases loaded with 1 out. Here comes the first pitch of the at-bat, a bouncing ball towards the second baseman. Murphy comes in on it, catches it on an in-between hop, so it kicks off the heel of his glove, and everyone will be safe. Coming home to score from third is Caleb Brown. Moving to third goes Josh Rush. DeLauder now stands at second. Coe is aboard at first. He'll reach on the E4.
That's a case where at second base, Murphy, you got to get in front of that baseball. He came up on the glove side trying to get the quick double play turned. You got to block that ball in front of you. And now the base is loaded again, a run in, and still just 1 out in the inning.
It'll bring up Brady Weaver, first pitch swinging. He'll foul it out of play first base side. Count at 0-1. Weaver drew a base on balls back in the first inning. That came on a 3-2 pitch. Horner to the plate. That off-speed pitch down low gets away from Bartles, and the runners again will hold. Not a real deep backstop here at Hedgesville. And if you don't get a good read at third base, then break immediately. Chances are you could get thrown out at the plate. So a good job by the other runners at first and second not to end up taking off early.
Ben Bartles had no idea where that ball was when it got away from him. It went all the way to the backstop. He stood right behind home plate, I think just looking where the runners were, thinking the ball was right in front of him. Unfortunately, over at third base right now, Josh Rush, I don't think realized that the ball wasn't directly in front of Bartles.
Pitch to the plate, and it's a bouncer foul. That one out in front of the plate, but it came off the front foot of the batter, and both umpires immediately indicating foul ball as the count moves to 1-2 to Brady Weaver. The ball hit that front foot while still in the batter's box, making it a dead ball, even though it did bounce into fair territory. Horner quickly came down off the mound, gave a quick toss to Bartles, hoping to get a force out at the plate, but foul ball clearly called, and now the 1-2 pitch is due. Horner ready. Here it comes. Down in the dirt again. Bartles smothers that baseball as he takes it off the chest protector. It's 2-2.
And Ben Bartles has got a game full of work back there already trying to unblock the baseballs. A few got behind him so far through 2 innings in this one. Or should I say an inning and a third so far in this one. But he's done a very good job early in this one behind the plate.
Now that 2-2 delivery, and this one chopped off the plate, up the third base line. It will be grabbed by Horner, and everyone will be safe. How do you like that? As good as a swinging bunt for Brady Weaver as he'll pick up his 8th run batted in on the season. The bases remain loaded with Josh Rush coming home to score the 2nd run of the inning, 3rd of the game now as Hedgesville leads 3-0.
And that is one thing that coaches will tell you when you're growing up playing baseball. They'll draw a little box about 45 feet up the third base line and go, if you hit it right here, you're going to be safe every time. That's exactly what happened on that last at-bat with Brady Weaver. Kyle West now takes ball 1 low and outside.
Hit it where no one could make a play. Horner got over there, turned and looked at third, turned and looked at first, had no play at the plate. That is just a hard feeling. As you know, a run is coming home to score and you can't get it out. Next pitch to West in there for a strike. Count evens up now 1-1. West drew a walk his first time up. Bases remain loaded. Corner infielders in just a bit. Pitch to the plate, bounce to the first baseman. Reeves has it, makes the throw to the plate. They'll get the force out there, and that is it. DeLauder is erased at home, as the out will go 3-2. It is the 2nd out of the inning. Coe now stands at third with Weaver at second, and West reaches at first on the fielder's choice.
Good heads-up play by Nick Reeves at first base, playing in on the baseline and fielding that ball cleanly, making a good throw to Ben Bartles. And Musselman not out of it yet, but puts themselves in a much better situation. Again, another force play at any base here in the bottom of the 2nd, 2 outs.
Parker Martin, the batter, and he takes a strike at the knees. He was up in that first inning with the bases loaded, popped out to the pitcher. Just about halfway down that third base line, over near the line. Horner came over to make the play. Next pitch down in the dirt. Martin watches. It does bounce away from Bartles, but not far enough for the runners to try to move.
Get another great block by Ben Bartles behind the plate.
Martin becomes the 8th Hedgesville batter in this bottom of the 2nd inning. 3-0, the Eagle lead, looking for more. 2 outs with the bases jammed. Here is that 1-1 pitch. Down low and outside at 2 balls and a strike. Martin on the season a .471 hitter. No homers, has driven in 7. Chance to pick up a run batted in and really help his own cause, and he'll do it. A line drive back over the second base bag and into center field for a hit. Coe will come around to score. Here comes the courtesy runner. He will score as well as Matt Rupenthal was running for Brady Weaver. 2 runs in on the base hit from Parker Martin, and the score now 5-0 Hedgesville.
And that is how you help your cause. Parker Martin waiting back on that off-speed pitch and just driving it right back up the middle. The runners on the move immediately when they hear the ting of that baseball bat with 2 outs. 2 easy runs scored, and 5-0 now, an early hole that Musselman has found themselves in large part due to some errors in the field.
Yep. Ninth man to hit in the inning, Jamison Matthew, up with 2 outs and 2 on. And the pitch to him comes inside, and that one, did it hit him or hit the bat? Let's wait and see. I think that one may have hit the bat as a foul ball.
Certainly careened. I think that had way too much on it after it got behind home plate to have hit a body part. I think that had to have hit metal of some sort.
I was hoping that didn't come off the hand. You know how that hurts.
Especially in weather like this,
Yeah.
this early in the season. That is one that may get you out of the game in weather like this when that injury just doesn't want to heal.
So it hit just above the hands and then went to the backstop as a foul ball, and now a breaking pitch down in the dirt. Gets away from Bartles. A late break for the runners, but they will be safe at both second and third. Kyle West diving in head first at third ahead of the throw from Ben Bartles. Martin into second base.
That is not a throw that Ben Bartles needs to make with 2 outs. You've given up 3 in this inning. You're down 5-0. You don't need to try to make that play at third base, making about a 120-foot throw from where he got that baseball. Just hold on to it at that point.
Now the 1-1 pitch, it's bounced back up the middle, and that one will get into center field for a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes the other. The throw from center, not in time, and on that throw through to the plate, heads up base running is Jamison Matthew. Will go to second base. He's got 2 runs batted in on that base hit up the middle, and Hedgesville continues to add to the lead. 6 runs in the inning, now out in front, 7-0.
They did not take advantage of the bases loaded in that first inning. They have in flying colors, as we will scratch out the 3 in our scorebook and make it another 2 as we batted all the way around here in inning number 2. Hedgesville up 7-0. We're through an inning in 2/3.
Ty Snyder is the batter, the 10th batter in this Hedgesville second, and he takes strike 1. Snyder, the one that got it all started with a single into left. Seems like about 20 minutes ago. Horner taking his time now, stepping off of the pitching rubber. A 7-0 lead for Hedgesville, bottom half of the second inning. Still got a runner in scoring position at second as Snyder fouls the pitch off at the plate.
And that was a hearty cut for Ty Snyder, kind of tomahawking it, if you will, a pitch that was up in the zone and not a level swing at all, kind of brought the head of the barrel all the way through before the rest of the bat could come through.
And that one bounced down and got a piece of Ben Bartles. A nice job by our plate umpire, Brian Collins, as he will go out and pick up the baseball and take it back out to Caleb Horner, taking his time before coming back to make sure that Bartles had a little time to shake that one off. 0-2 now to Snyder. That 0-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. He got him, and Horner gets the strikeout to bring the inning to a close. Wow, but the damage is done in a big way as 6 runs are put on the board in this bottom of the second inning. We'll come back with the third inning after this timeout with your score now. Hedgesville 7 and Musselman 0.
When you're hurting, we're here. When things are confusing, we're here. When you need answers, we're here. Brown Funeral Home. We've been caring for families like yours for generations, since 1880. Whether you want to plan ahead or you need us now. Our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown Ranson. We're here when you need us.
Whether you need business cards, banners, magnets, office stationery, or perma material, Panhandle Printing and Design can make it happen. Call 304-267-7400 for a quote, or visit us on the web at panhandleprintdesign.com.
Those 6 runs on 5 hits in that second inning for Hedgesville. Plenty of room now for Parker Martin as he has a 7-0 lead to work with, facing the 7, 8, and 9 hitters as we go to the top of the third inning. As always, it's our trivia inning brought to you by the Hagerstown Suns and Haas's Steak and Sea in the Aiken Center on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, for a great meal at a great price, stop by Haas's Steak and Sea, where your family wants to eat. First pitch of this top of the third to Sean Hammond in there for strike one. Hammond to be followed by Andy Wolf and then Devin Moxley. Martin missing outside with the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. We got him at 32 pitches now through the first 2+ innings. 19 of those for strikes. Swinging at the 1-1. Hammond bounces it foul, slowly up the third base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. By the way, the Hagerstown Suns open their season this Thursday night, but it's on the road.
About time they opened up. What are they waiting on? Major League's opened up. What are they waiting?
They're waiting on April, which is when you should start. I think the majors started probably too soon. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way. Breaking pitch stays high and tight. Now 2-2. They'll be home for their home opener on the 11th of April.
It is helpful if you're home for a home opener.
It definitely is. 2-2 pitch sails high, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here in the top of the third inning, we're going to give you a trivia question and the station telephone number. Patrick Feely back at the studio has the answer, and the first one who calls and gets through with that correct answer will win today's prize package. 3-2 pitch to Hammond, fouled back out of play. We'll do it again as the count holds full. That prize package, 4 tickets to a future Hagerstown Suns minor league baseball game. By the way, we're still waiting to get those tickets, so our winners from last week, be patient out there. We'll get them to you as quickly as we can. Swinging a fly ball on this 3-2 into shallow right field. Hunter Coe comes in on it. He's underneath of it and makes the grab for out number 1. Also in our prize package, $30 in gift certificates to Haas's Steak and Sea, so you can go enjoy a meal and then go enjoy the baseball game.
That's a tough play for Hunter Coe to make out in right field. Did a very good job. The first step was back, realized it was going to be a little in front of him, and adjusted well as the first pitch to Andy Wolf misses inside for ball 1. But a tough play to make off the bat in right field, going the opposite direction. A good read for Hunter Coe in right.
The first pitch inside, right at the belt of Wolf, who got out of the way. Swings at this one, bounces it towards the third baseman. Tricky backhand stab by Rush, who came charging in on it. Fields and makes a wide throw down the line, but a great play by Jamison Matthew coming off the bag to field it and apply the tag to the runner.
Talk about a terrifying, being a former first baseman, that is one of the most terrifying throws you are ever going to get. When you know there's a runner barreling up of the line right at you, and you have to go glove side to tag the runner, but a good job by Matthew to make sure he held on to that baseball.
It brings to the plate Devin Moxley, who will take strike 1. Moxley, senior shortstop out of the number 9 spot in the order, hitting .375. No home runs, 5 driven in, swings and fouls this one out of play first base side. Quickly 0-2 to him. Tell you what we'll do, give you the station phone number, and we'll hold the trivia question as we move into the bottom of the third inning. That way you can have the number ready and be the first to call and get through with the correct answer for our prize package. 0-2 pitch, low and outside now, a ball and 2 strikes. Our station number 304-263-6540. 1-2 delivery, working outside. Moxley takes, and it's 2-2. One more time, 304-263-6540. Get ready. And in the bottom of the third, we'll come right back and get into our question. This one works down low and outside. Count has gone full 3-2 to Moxley. If he gets aboard, we may go ahead and give you that question in this half inning.
Will you make up your mind, man?
Well, I don't want to get into it and create an issue if Moxley does not get on, as Patrick has a lot to do between innings back at the radio station.
I understand that.
Last thing he'll need is phones ringing. 3-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. Parker Martin gets the strikeout, his 4th of the ball game, and he sets down the side in order one more time. He is really pitching well in this one. All right, we'll get to our trivia question when we come back. We head to the bottom of the third here at Eagle Field with your score, Hedgesville 7 and Musselman nothing.
It's the late nights. It's the early mornings. It's working in the sunshine and rain and snow. It's the dedication, the care, the hours of training that led to the winner's circle. It's our job, our passion, our lives. We are the horsemen.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here. And it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
All right, as we head to the bottom half of inning number 3, our third inning trivia now comes your way. We gave you the station telephone number, 304-263-6540. Be the first to call and get through to pick up our Hagerstown Sons and Hosses gift certificates prize package. Here is the question. In 2017, this pitcher became the first to ever hit 2 home runs on opening day. Name that pitcher. In 2017, this pitcher became the first to ever hit 2 home runs on opening day. Name that pitcher. 304-263-6540. Caleb Brown to get this bottom of the third started, pops it up shallow left field. Out goes the shortstop. In comes the left fielder. It's going to drop between them. A diving attempt by Ethan Wilson in left, but could not get to it with the shortstop Moxley jumping over top of him. By the time the ball is picked up and gotten back to the infield, Caleb Brown is standing at second with his first double of the year.
And I think it didn't quite drop. I think it may have glanced off the glove of Ethan Wilson because it looked like it jolted to his left, our right from where we're sitting. So a great diving effort by Wilson out in left field. Unfortunately, just couldn't get enough of the web on it.
So a runner in scoring position for Josh Rush. Back to the top of the order again, and the pitch to him high and tight. And that is ball 1 through 2 innings. We had 55 pitches being thrown by Caleb Horner. He's only thrown 2 so far in this third inning, but already a runner in scoring position. Pitch to the plate taken for a strike. Count 1-1 to Rush, who has reached on an error and singled and has come around to score 2 runs. I'll give you that question again. Patrick Feely back at the studio. If we have a winner, Patrick, just text me so I will know who that winner is and where they are from. And we'll get that information out and then give you the answer here in this bottom of the third inning as Rush takes a pitch outside, 2 balls and a strike. Again, in 2017, this pitcher became the first to ever hit 2 home runs on opening day. Please name that pitcher. 304-263-6540 is the station phone number. Rush fouls the 2-1 out of play, first base side. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I think I know this one.
All right.
I think I have an idea, at least.
I think a lot of people may have an idea just because of this pitcher's prowess for being a pretty good power hitter. Well, we'll find out. The 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. Here it comes, and that one fouled right over top of the head of Chase DeLauder in the on-deck circle off the first base side, and then you could hear the ting as it caromed off one of the poles.
DeLauder's going, come on, man.
Everyone is A-OK, and the count holds 2-2 as Rush steps back in with Brown taking his lead at second. Murphy, the second baseman, bluffing over. There is the throw, and it's a little high and wide. Murphy's got it, but no chance to try to tag Brown, who went back in on the dive. I'm checking my phone right now and have not heard anything from Patrick Feely, so we will send that question out again. 2-2 pitch, and Rush again gets a piece of this one, pops it foul and back out of play. He's having a pretty nice at-bat. 2, 4, 6, 7 pitch of the at-bat coming up. One more time, in 2017, this pitcher became the first to ever hit 2 home runs on opening day. Name that pitcher. 304-263-6540, 304-263-6540. Be the first to get through with the correct answer to get that prize package. The 2-2 pitch popped foul first base side. It does get back out of play. Nick Reeves giving it a look. He got to the warning track and the fence, but it bounced off the top of the Nelson Schaubert Memorial batting cage off that first base side. Hit just at the edge of the roofing and then caromed back down onto the field of play. So Rush fights off another pitch. And the 8th pitch of the at-bat is coming up. Chase DeLauder waiting his turn patiently. Horner ready. Murphy again ducks over towards second as the pitch to the plate misses high. That fastball way up there, and it's a full count, 3-2.
And what an at-bat we're seeing right now. Caleb Horner is staying tough and giving Josh Rush hard pitches to get around on, but a good job by Rush just staying alive, waiting for one that just catches too much of the plate.
9th pitch of the at-bat misses inside. He just got out of the way of that one, and Rush draws the base on balls.
We're waiting for ball 4. Doesn't need one to miss the hard plate, but
4th walk issued by Caleb Horner. First 2 are aboard in this Hedgesville 3rd inning. And Chase DeLauder to the plate has reached on an error and drawn a walk. Bats again with a runner at first and a huge hole to hit through. Murphy staying near the bag at second as the pitch to the plate misses high and outside for ball 1. With Reeves holding the runner at first, there's virtually no one on that right side of the infield.
well, you can see at least right there, Horner trying to work the outside part of the plate as Bartles again sets up on the outside part of the plate. Pickoff attempt at second base. Back in safe is Brown. So with the defense playing where they are right now, it looks like Bartles is setting up on the outside part of that plate, and Horner's going to try to paint the outside corner. It would be a tough hit for DeLauder to turn on that one and send it back into right field.
Well, now the 1-0 pitch, and that fastball sails high and outside, 2 balls and no strikes. And Justin Murphy is literally sprinting back into his position as the pitch is coming to the plate.
Which makes it tough if the ball's hit right back up the middle, because Murphy's not going to be able to stop his momentum and get back up towards the center of the infield.
Now that 2-0 delivery, a strike on the outside corner. DeLauder letting that one go by, and Horner able to find the strike zone. It's 2-1. It's a good pitch. Not much DeLauder was going to do with that one anyway. Now the 2-1 due. Nobody out with 2 on. 7-0. Hedgesville in front. They bat bottom of the 3rd. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2.
A hardy cut by DeLauder. Pulled his head out on that one. It was a pretty even swing, but his head was looking to where I think he wanted to hit the ball deep into that right field corner.
And you just heard someone from the dugout off the first base side yell the same thing. Hey, don't pull your head. Now that 2-2 delivery working outside for ball 3. Now DeLauder may get a pitch to hit.
You got to wonder how short of a leash Caleb Horner is on at the moment. Don't see any activity.
Looks like somebody's just starting to loosen in the bullpen down that left field line. That 3-2 pitch on the way. That one inside and through to the backstop. That'll be ball 4. And the runners will advance. Brown moves to 3rd. Rush now stands at 2nd. DeLauder aboard at 1st, has walked twice now in this one. 9 walks for him on the season. And let's see what's going to happen as head coach Josh Hartman makes his way to the mound. And it looks like he's calling on the right-hander. Not sure who was down there loosening. And we'll see if we can keep track of some of the other defensive changes that may be coming here as well as the pitching change is taking place. This pitching change brought to you by Bears Repair at 904 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Hey, need an oil change or a complete overhaul? They do it all for your automotive repair needs. Call the certified mechanics at Bears Repair. Phone 304-262-0208. Looks like the new pitcher will be Cole Campbell. So as Campbell gets in his warm-up tosses, we take a 60-second break, send it back to the studio for this timeout, and then we return to Eagle Field where Hedgesville is batting in the bottom of the 3rd. Bases are loaded. Nobody's out, and Hedgesville leads 7-0.
It's the late nights. It's the early mornings. It's working in the sunshine and rain and snow. It's the dedication, the care, the hours of training that led to the winner's circle. It's our job, our passion, our lives. We are the horsemen.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. Patrick Feely is our engineer back at the studio. Congratulations to Brian Potts of Martinsburg.
Did you text him the answer?
I did not. I just got the text from Patrick Feely letting me know that Brian is our winner. So he'll pick up the $30 in gift certificates to Haas's Steak and Sieg and the 4 tickets to a future Hagerstown Suns minor league baseball game. We'll give you the answer to our trivia question as this bottom of the third continues to play out. Our new pitcher is Cole Campbell. First batter he faces is Hunter Coe, and the first pitch a little up and in for ball 1. Caleb Horner going to go 2+ innings so far, giving up the 7 runs on 6 hits. The runners on base his responsibility as the bases are loaded. Coe with a big swing and a miss, and the count now at 1-1. Horner would finish with 5 walks to go along with 3 strikeouts. Now Campbell with the infield in behind him, trying to cut down the run at the plate if they can, and the pitch to Coe, a letter high strike 2. Now with a ball and 2 strikes. We don't know all of the rest of the defensive changes. We do know that Horner went too short. A swing and a miss as Coe chases one just off the outside corner. And that is a big strikeout for Campbell as he comes in to retire the first batter that he faces. So it will bring to the plate Brady Weaver. Weaver has walked and reached on an RBI infield single. He takes the first pitch down low for ball 1. Looking at the numbers so far this season for Campbell, has just 1 inning under his belt. Prior to tonight, a check swing at the off-speed pitch. Weaver does go through the zone. Count evens up at 1-1.
It was an inning that we saw as well. It was back in that Jefferson game, our first game of this season.
Swing and a miss at the 1-1, and the count to Weaver now at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, in that inning, he did give up a hit, but no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. So that strikeout of Coe, his first of the season, just misses a little high on the 1-2. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. That pitch even had Blake Hartman in center kind of jumping like, whoa, where was that one? As it just missed a bit above the strike zone. Now that 2-2 pitch due. Here it comes, off speed, popped foul, back out of play just to the right of the press box. We'll do it all over again. Hey, by the way, the answer to our trivia question, let's see if our own young gun, Matt Crawford, got it. We'll give you the question in just a moment. 2-2 pitch, lifted in the air down the right field line, but this one foul, headed over towards the Hedgesville bullpen, right in behind the indoor batting cages. Count holds it 2-2. All right, in 2017, this pitcher became the first to ever hit 2 home runs on opening day. Hang on, the 2-2 pitch and then the answer. Here it comes, and that off-speed high and outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. There's no place to put him. All right, Matt.
It's Madison Bumgarner?
Bing, bing, bing. Madison Bumgarner, you got it. The 2 home runs. I'll give you a little more detail in a moment. 3-2 delivery on the way. Fastball's high. That's ball 4. And Weaver draws the bases-loaded walk and will pick up his 2nd run batted in on the day. That one is going to score Caleb Brown from 3rd. Now at 3rd is Josh Rush. At 2nd is Chase DeLauder. Weaver aboard at 1st. And the lead now 8-0 for Hedgesville as it will bring up Kyle West. And the first pitch to West popped up foul territory, 3rd base side, and it's out of play. It was April 2nd. The Giants were in Arizona. Bumgarner greeted Diamondbacks pitcher Andrew Chafin in the 2nd inning with a home run to left. And then in the 5th, took Zach Greinke over the left center field fence. By the way, the Giants ended up losing the game anyway, 6-5. West taking this pitch off the outside part of the plate. Count evens 1-1. Here's what's really cool. In 11 years, Madison Bumgarner has hit 17 home runs. Now remember, he's a pitcher, a starting pitcher, so he's only out there about every 5 days. 1-1 on the way, and this pitch misses high and outside. 2 balls and a strike. So if you break down his home runs and his games played and put it over a full 162-game season, he would average 11 home runs a year based on what he has done through his career. Swinging away, West sends a drive deep into that gap in left center field. A long run for Hartman. Center fielder not going to get there. He'll track it down right at the base of the fence. Here comes one run. Here comes another. 2 runs cross the plate on the big double from Kyle West. Runners will be at second and third. And now in double figures, Hedgesville has a 10-0 lead.
For a cold, crisp night like this, that is a shot for Kyle West, driving that over center fielder Blake Hartman's head. Is that a one bounce to fence near the advertisements out in left center field. So a absolutely monstrous hit again in a night like this where the baseball is just not going to fly. That was a phenomenal 2 RBI double for Kyle West.
That is his 4th double on the season, RBI number 11 and 12, and now you can close the book on Caleb Horner, as all 10 runs will go against his counts. Parker Martin to the plate, and the first pitch to him misses inside for a ball, gets away from the catcher, but by the time Bartles can track it down at the warning track in behind home plate, the runner at third had decided to hold. By the way, that is a courtesy runner who is back out there. That's Matt Rupenthal, who ran earlier. So Rupenthal running at third for Weaver. The catcher a chance to get in and get a little rest and maybe get the gear on. Although I don't know why yet. Runners at second and third with 1 out. And already 3 runs in the inning. And the count to Martin now at 1 ball and 1 strike as the 1-0 pitch was in there. Campbell ready, and the pitch. Martin with a swing and a miss. Now 1-2. Martin 1 for 2 after a pop out in the first. Had a 2 RBI single to center as part of the 6-run second inning. Now that 1-2 pitch, a called strike on the inside corner. Martin thought that one was going to miss inside and was kind of spinning out of the way, and he does crowd the plate a little bit, and that one catches the inside corner for the second out of the inning. 1 strikeout swinging, 1 strikeout looking now for Cole Campbell.
I don't know if it was just me. It looked like it almost skimmed the jersey on the way in as a first pitch strike to Jamison Matthew. Yeah, looking at Parker Martin twist, looked like it was going to nick possibly the sleeve, the front shoulder sleeve of that jersey.
0-1 pitch to Jamison Matthew, low and outside, now at 1 ball, 1 strike. Matthew was 1 for 2 after a strikeout in the first. He had a 2 RBI single up the middle in the second inning. Base hit could bring home a pair. Runners at second and third. That 1-1 pitch taken for a strike, now at 1-2. And now the mercy rule could be in effect in this one as Musselman finds themselves down by double digits. That means they'll have a couple of at-bats to try to close that gap. The 1-2 delivery, high and outside. Good eye. Matthew raised up as he watched that one go all the way through to the catcher, but did not offer at it. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Cole Campbell ready. Here it comes. And the pitch just high, 3-2.
Broke just about a 1.5 feet too late. It was a breaking ball coming in inside to out on Jamison Matthews, standing in that right-handed batter's box. But unfortunately just broke, again, just a few feet too late.
Now the junior ready, and the pitch to the plate, a swing and a miss, and Jamison Matthew down on strikes, and Cole Campbell ends up striking out the side.
But the damage was done. Again, double digits now is the lead for the Hedgesville Eagles. So Musselman just 6 outs now to try to get some runs on the board. This one's going to end a little bit early tonight.
Yep, we are heading to inning number 4 when we come back with your score now. Hedgesville 10 and Musselman nothing.
Ron Hawker here. You have no idea what Johnny's goes through to bring you the best seafood around. We have snow crab clusters, shrimp, crab meat, fish, all the best seafood you want at Johnny's. It's a tough job out here, but our customers are worth it. Johnny's with 2 great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, and Route 11 south in Chambersburg.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Number 4, storyline through 3. Hedgesville 10 runs on 7 hits, no errors. They've left 6-5 in scoring position. Musselman, no runs on 1 hit, 4 errors. They have not stranded a base runner. A 10-0 lead for Hedgesville. And for Musselman, we're back to the top of the order and on with the play-by-play. Here's Matt Crawford.
Top of inning number 4, Parker Martin back on at the mound. First pitch swing and a miss. Blake Hartman, the leadoff batter, to start the top of this 4th inning. Again, Musselman just 6 outs to play with if they want to play the full 7 in this one. The 0-1, a sharp hit ball to the shortstop. Good play by Kyle West over to first base. Jameson Matthew goes down low to get it, but does get it for out number 1. 6-3 for the first out of this inning. Good job by Kyle West over to Matthew.
Yes, second time that Hartman has grounded out to the shortstop, and very well played by West, as he didn't just come immediately charging at that baseball, kind of circled around it, stayed down low on it, was able to scoop and make a strong throw.
It'll be Justin Murphy stepping in now. First pitch to him, a strike high and outside in the strike zone. Murphy coming in, a strikeout victim back in the first inning. Here comes the 0-1. That one misses down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. They've gone 1 through 9, although there has been a base runner. Ben Bartles had the single, but then got too big of a secondary lead and was thrown out for an unconventional double play. 1-1 pitch to Murphy. Misses down low for a ball 2.
And that was the line him out, throw him out double play, as West made a nice grab on the sinking liner. Was able to throw in behind the runner.
The 2-1 to Murphy, a chopper to the third base line. Good backhand stab, but will not get him. Will they? Great throw. Didn't think there was a chance, but Josh Rush, a great throw after a great backhanded stab. Jameson Matthew with the stretch, and Justin Murphy retired on the 5-3 put out for out number 2. Didn't think there was a chance on that one as Murphy was busting it down the line, but a phenomenal throw by Josh Rush to get him.
Yeah, put a little star by that one. We've seen the arm from Rush. The question is sometimes control. He can get it across the diamond, but sometimes not sure where it's going to be. This one, he got right there, and Matthew made a nice stretch.
Again, it's a former first baseman. It's an awful fun feeling to have when you know it's going to be 100 miles an hour, just not sure where it's going to end up. The 0-1 to Ethan Wilson, swings and misses. Now down 2 strikes, no balls. So could it be another 1-2-3 inning? Strike 3 looking on the outside part of the plate. Ethan Wilson goes down on strikes for the second time in this one. First time was swinging. This one's looking, and a 1-2-3 inning for Musselman. They've got just 3 outs left if they want to stay in this one. We'll go to the bottom of inning number 4. It's Hedgesville, the 10-0 lead. This is Eastern Panhandle High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
WU Medicine has planted itself here, and they're the first university that I've found who wants to take ownership of this population of Western Maryland, Southern Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, and the good people of West Virginia. And it's really refreshing to see.
I was able to do things that the patients were going away for, which is good for the patients, and it's good for us because we have more resources.
Certainly has helped take us to another level.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
Bottom of inning number 4, Cole Campbell back out in relief. He was able to get 3 outs. It took him a little while in relief back in the bottom of inning number 3. And inning number 3, another productive inning for Hedgesville. It's been 6 innings in the second. That was their big inning of this one. They got a lone run in the bottom of the first inning, and then 3 their last time at the plate in the bottom of the third. Ty Snyder will be the leadoff batter, the number 8 hitter in the lineup, playing second base today. He was a strikeout victim his last time up, but did reach on a single back in the second inning. First pitch to him misses low in the dirt for ball 1. Actually, both of those at-bats in the second inning. He was able to be a batter twice in the bottom of the second. The only batter in the lineup to do that as they batted all the way through. Here's the 1-0 from Campbell. Swing and fouled off to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike on Snyder.
Well, Matt, as we play here, just 2 other games going on today around the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. One already a final. We'll get to that in a moment. The other in action right now. Top of the 6th inning at Spring Mills.
1-1 to Snyder on the outside corner for strike 2. Good breaking ball on the outside, breaking inside to out from Campbell.
Spring Mills holds a 4-3 lead over the Handley Judges out of Winchester. Keep an eye on that one as we go.
1-2 fouled off behind our press box location as Ty Snyder stays alive.
The other game already complete today. The Washington Patriots, they were hosting Petersburg.
1-2 misses outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And it was all Petersburg as they beat the Patriots 15-4. So Washington falls to 0-8. And next up for them, it doesn't get any easier. They're here to face these Hedgesville Eagles tomorrow.
2-2 has popped up a towering fly ball. Shortstop going back, making the catch. It's Caleb Horner in for Devin Moxley. Horner started the game on the mound, makes a good defensive play at shortstop. And again, a towering fly ball into shallow left center field for out number 1.
It's a good thing it is not a windy night. That one was tough enough as you watched Horner go back and kind of stagger around, making sure that he kept his feet moving, stayed underneath of that baseball. If the wind were blowing, that would have made that play that much more difficult.
Lefty Caleb Brown takes strike 1. The number 9 spot in this order for Hedgesville.
Jefferson off today. They'll play at Spring Mills tomorrow. The Cougars 9-1 after sweeping Moorfield in doubleheader action Saturday.
Breaking ball misses outside to Brown. 1 ball, 1 strike.
10-4, 8-7 were the finals on Saturday as Jefferson continues to play well. 5 straight wins after their loss at Morgantown back on March the 23rd.
The 1-1 to Brown. He swings through for strike 2. Now the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The number 9 hitter in this order, Caleb Brown. There's the 1-2. That one misses high and outside as Ben Bartles basically stands up and makes that catch as if he were playing catch with Cole Campbell. 2-2 count to Caleb Brown. Here's the pitch from Campbell, and Brown fouls this one off down the left field line and out of play.
One other team to take a look at, and that's the Martinsburg Bulldogs. They are scheduled to play at Central Virginia tonight. That'll be Central Woodstock down the road just past Winchester. We'll see if we can effort a score from that one.
2-2 fouled off, hitting the screen just to the left of us. Looks like head coach Josh Hartman going out to get that one.
Martinsburg in the top of the 5th inning at Central Woodstock holds a 4-1 lead. So Martinsburg at 8-4 on the season, looking for win number 9.
The 2-2, a ground ball to the shortstop. Good throw over to first base as Andy Wolf makes a throw to Nick Reeves for out number 2 in the inning. Good play by Andy Wolf. Kind of got up on him a little bit, was able to corral the ball in front of him, keep it in that glove. But as he takes the glove off that left hand, shakes that left hand a little bit, you can tell that one got him in the palm, was able to make a good throw over to first for out number 2 in the inning.
Yeah, and on a night like tonight when the temperature is dipping, that one doesn't feel so good.
Back to the top of the order now, Josh Rush stands in and takes strike 1.
According to my phone, I don't know if it's accurate, but it says right now we're right around 42 degrees.
I'd buy that. Here's the 0-1 lifted into center field. Coming in onto this Blake Hartman. He will make the catch, although made it a little more difficult than I think he needed to, but gets the third out of the inning and the first 1-2-3 inning for the Musselman-Applemen on the defensive side. The first 1-2-3 inning offensively at the plate for Hedgesville. We'll head to the top of the 5th inning and only 3 more outs to play with if you're Musselman. And Parker Martin going to come out and try to get the abbreviated complete game when we come back. 10-0 your score. Hedgesville ahead through 4 complete. We'll be back with the 5th inning next. This is high school baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
Ron Hawker here. You have no idea what Johnny's goes through to bring you the best seafood around. We have snow crab clusters, shrimp, crab meat, fish, all the best seafood you want at Johnny's. It's a tough job out here, but our customers are worth it. Johnny's with 2 great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, and Route 11 South in Chambersburg.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work
A few minutes away from the campus of Hedgesville High School, closer to downtown Hedgesville, out on Route 9. Top of the 5th inning, Hedgesville the 10-0 lead. As Musselman down to their final 3 outs in this one. Ben Bartles, the catcher, will stand in. First pitch to Bartles, up for ball 1.
Yeah, Parker Martin looking to pick up his 2nd win on the year. This is his 3rd game and his 3rd start. Had a win against Martinsburg and a tough loss against Jefferson.
1-0 misses outside. Count 2 balls, no strikes. To Ben Bartles again. Parker Martin trying to go the complete game, abbreviated complete game, but complete game nonetheless. Here's the 2-0, swing and a miss. Bartles, his first strike of this at-bat, count 2-1.
And Bartles with that single to center in the 2nd inning, the only blemish right now on the record of Martin, who has not walked a batter.
The 2-1 to Bartles, misses high, count 3-1.
All right,
So could Bartles be
I say that.
the only to be the base runner 2 different times, be the only base runner for Musselman. Again, the line him out, throw him out back earlier in this one. The 3-1 as Bartles was ready to toss the bat and jog down to first. The count now full at 3 balls, 2 strikes.
That one apparently catching the corner on the outside part of the plate.
Been pretty consistent there all day. Here's the payoff pitch, and a swing and a miss on a great sweeping breaking ball from Parker Martin, and a 6-pitch at-bat ends in a strikeout, and Bartles will have a seat on the bench, possibly his last action in the field for the day. Just 2 outs left for Musselman to play with.
6 Ks now on the ball game for Parker Martin. Hey, before this half inning gets away from us, we got to check out this date in baseball history. It's brought to you by Bears Repair at 904 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. For all of your automotive repair needs, call the certified mechanics at Bears Repair at 304-262-0208.
Caleb Moore off to bat now, swing and a miss, strike 1. It was a line out to the shortstop. Again, we've talked about it now 3 times in the last couple of batters. It was that line him out, throw him out that was the only blemish right now for Parker Martin. It was a hard hit line drive to Kyle West, who made a great play in the dirt for the out. The 0-1, a ground ball now to Ty Snyder at second. He'll field it, make the low throw over to Jamison Matthew at first base. Matthew goes down and digs it out of the dirt for out number 2.
And that out recorded 4-3, 2 away bases empty, and Nick Reeves the do batter, but hang on, we're going to have a pinch hitter. Austin Breeden is who we have on our roster at number 14.
We believe that is right again from what we heard from, I believe it was Trip Tobin, the last time we were at Musselman, saying they're using a bunch of different uniforms this year. So let's go with Breeden as he takes ball 1 low and outside.
Hey, let's get to this date in baseball history. Are you ready? I'm going to take you to April 1st. No fooling. 1998. And Baltimore's Camden Yards.
Austin Breeden takes ball 2 outside. And, again, that one a little low as well. So 2-0 the count on pinch hitter Austin Breeden.
All right, April 1st, 1998. The O's rock the Royals 10-1 at Camden Yards as Scott Erickson records his 100th Major League victory.
2-0 in there for strike 1 on Breeden.
Also, it was O's skipper Ray Miller's first win with Baltimore. He had not won a game since managing the Twins in 1986, so 12 years ago.
Count now on Breeden, 2 balls, 2 strikes as he swings through on the 2-1 pitch, and Musselman down to their final strike. Here's the pitch from Martin. That one low and bounces outside. Count now full at 3-2. Good backhanded stop by Brady Weaver.
So April 1st, a big day at Camden Yards, 1998. By the way, the Royals went on to win the opener the day before, 4-1, and then 10-1 was the decision as the O's got the win. The O's finished that season 79-83, 4th in the AL East.
Breeden takes that one low and away. That'll be ball 4, and he'll reach on a base on balls.
So now the first walk allowed by Martin, and that'll get Eric Grove, his head coach, out of the dugout off the first base side, out for a quick visit.
It looks like we're going to have some action, maybe just going to get loose, just on the odd chance that the runner on first turns into any trouble. But you got to think Parker Martin is going to finish this ball game and going to finish it here relatively quickly.
Well, right now,
up to bat now, it looks like we have another pinch hitter that we don't have a number for.
We'll listen to the PA. A number 5.
As apparently nobody has a number for.
Jacob Miller.
Jacob
Thank you very
Miller
much.
going to be the pinch hitter. Again, a couple of different jerseys being worn this year for Musselman. So Jacob Miller, the pinch hitter. Check over to first. Breeden gets back in safely. Sean Heyman was supposed to be the batter. Again, Jacob Miller now at the plate. Here at the bottom of the 5th inning, 2 outs. Make that top of the 5th inning, 2 outs. First pitch to Miller in there for strike 1.
I'm not sure if the conversation may have been a little bit about the importance of throwing strikes here in this situation and to get someone loose in the bullpen, because you're looking at Martin up around 68 pitches.
0-1 to Miller. He swings and misses, swings through that one, but a hearty cut from Miller. Count now, no balls, 2 strikes, and once again, Musselman down to their final, a strike in this one. Here's the 0-2 from Martin, and a swing and a miss. Jacob Miller strikes out in his pinch hit at bat, and that will do it here from Hedgesville. The Eagles get the Mercy Rule, a 10-0 win in 5 innings, advancing them to 9-2 on the season, while Musselman will drop to 4-3 on the season so far. We're going to take our usual break here. When we come back, we'll break down this one, give you some scoring recaps and some final stats, even give you our player of the game. That all coming up next in the post-game show. But first, our break. Again, the final score here from Hedgesville. It's the Eagles 10, Musselman falling to 4-3. They get shut out 10-0. This is high school baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
He literally saved my life. It's just mind-boggling to me that he was able to do what he did.
We're able to affect much more of a difference for our patients with these resources.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
They treat you great, and they're down to earth in the West Virginia way that all West Virginians treat each other.
We welcome you back into Eagle Field as we get into our post-game show. As always, a service of the Final Score with plenty of screens to watch the games, pool tables, trivia nights, and great food and drink selections. Meet your friends at the Final Score, 1517 Winchester Avenue, just south of Martinsburg. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. Patrick Feely, our producer and engineer, back at the studio. Matt, Hedgesville took a 1-0 lead, bottom half of inning number 1, plated that run without the benefit of a hit. 3 errors and a couple of base on balls in the inning, leading to a run. But they also left the bases loaded. They didn't let that happen again as they took that 1-0 lead into the bottom of the second inning, very quickly loaded the bases, and ultimately put 6 runs on the board on 5 hits, 1 more error, and another walk as well. By the time 10 batters came to the plate and the inning ended, Hedgesville had a 7-0 lead. They would make it a mercy rule game in the bottom half of the third inning as they would send 8 batters to the plate in that bottom of the third, putting 3 more runs on the board on a couple of hits, and again 3 more base on balls. No errors that half inning for Musselman, but the walks and the hits helping to produce 3 more, and in the end Hedgesville gets that victory by a 10-0 final.
It was Hedgesville the entire way, and hats off to Parker Martin. I know he's at least my vote for player of the game. A little spoiler alert for you for later in our post game, but he just had one whale of a game. Went the complete game, only 1 hit, and that was back in the second inning. Only 2 total base runners in this ball game. 7 strikeouts to just 1 walk, and that 1 walk coming his second to last batter he faced in this one. So just a phenomenal game for him. He continues a great season. That 1.4 ERA is probably going to drop a little bit now to an even better ERA than a 1.4 if that's even possible for him. And he now adds 7 strikeouts to his 9, so 16 strikeouts through 15 innings of work so far this season, and he had a phenomenal game and got some run support to help him out again. A big second inning, and Hedgesville capitalized when they needed to. One thing we talked about was back in that Jefferson game last week, they left the bases loaded on 2 separate occasions, and when they left the bases loaded in that first inning, you kind of got that thought, okay, what are they going to do? How are they going to bounce back from that and capitalize with those runners in scoring position? They did that phenomenally tonight, and it deserved to win that ball game. Really just dominated start to finish.
Yeah, absolutely, and as a result, well, this one only goes 4.5 innings. Hedgesville didn't even need to come to the plate in the bottom of the 5th inning as they win it via the mercy rule. Again, the final 10-0. We'll take our final timeout, and then we will come back to wrap things up, including stats from this one and a look ahead to our next broadcast. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Prepare for what's next or to plan ahead. We're here. Brown Funeral Home, a legacy of service since 1880.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
Field as we put the finishing touches on the final score post-game show. We take a look at the numbers from this one, brought to you by Dynamark Atlantic Security. Hey, don't become a statistic. Protect your family and home with the local alarm professionals at Dynamark Atlantic Security. They have the solutions to meet your needs and local monitoring too. To learn more, call Ben Copenhaver at 304-671-2158. We begin with the pitchers. Parker Martin goes the distance, 5 innings, no runs, 1 hit, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk for Hedgesville. Caleb Horner in the start for Musselman, 10 runs on 6 hits in 2+ innings. Not all his responsibility, as again the defense commits 4 errors behind him. Remember, he came in with 8, make it 9 unearned runs that had scored on his watch, and we're going to see a bunch more in this one as it played out. Cole Campbell in relief, 2 innings, no runs, 1 hit. He would strike out 3 and walk 1. Just 1 hit for Musselman. That came from Ben Bartles, a single up the middle. In the second inning, we've got 7 hits for Hedgesville, including Josh Rush out of the leadoff spot. He had a single, reached on an error, walked, scored 3 runs. Chase DeLauder didn't get a hit, but drew a couple of base on balls. He reached on an error, came around to score a run. Hunter Coe did not get a hit, but reached on an error and scored. Brady Weaver had an infield hit to drive home a run, a walk, and then a bases-loaded walk to collect yet another run batted in. Kyle West, a walk, a fielder's choice, and a 2 RBI double. He scored a run as well. Parker Martin had a 2-run single going 1 for 3. Jamison Matthew, a 2-run single as he went 1 for 3. Ty Snyder had a single as well, and Caleb Brown out of the 9 spot in the order reached on a fielder's choice, doubled, and came around to score a couple of runs. So plenty of offense up and down the order for Hedgesville.
Yeah, and that's something we talked about. I'm not sure it ever got on the air, but we talked about off the air a little bit, was just how the middle to lower parts of both of these orders would come through today. For Hedgesville, it was a great day for them. Just, again, 1 through 9, did everything they needed to do to get out of here in 5 innings. And for Musselman, you can't blame it on those guys because really nobody 1 through 9 did a whole heck of a lot. But you just look at it and go, that's where the difference is. When you can find consistency like Hedgesville had throughout their entire lineup, that's going to win you a lot of ball games, and just was a night for Musselman. They're going to want to shake off relatively quickly. Again, when you get to this point in the season, you're now 4-3, so you've played 7 games, you're going into game number 8. You're at about the quarter part of this season, so moving more towards the third part of this season. So shake it off. You got a lot more baseball to play. Everybody makes the playoffs. You don't have to worry about individual games at this point in the season. It's a learning experience. It's a learning experience for first-year head coach Josh Hartman as well. So you shake this one off and move on to the next one.
Well, let's give you the final totals for the Hedgesville Eagles. 10 runs on 7 hits, no errors. They left 6-5 in scoring position. Musselman, no runs, 1 hit, 4 errors. They stranded 1 base runner, not in scoring position. Martin with the win is 2-1. Horner falls to 0-2 with the loss. Time of the game, 1 hour and 26 minutes. Hedgesville improves to 9-2 with the victory. Musselman falls to 4-3 with the loss. The numbers from this one brought to you by Dynamark Atlantic Security. Learn more about how they can help keep you and your family safe. Call Ben Copenhaver at 304-671-2158. And we put the finishing touches on the postgame show, brought to you by the final score at 15-17. Winchester Avenue, just south of Martinsburg. Meet your friends at the final score. And Matt, as we do, we look ahead to our next broadcast, and that will be on Wednesday. Martinsburg will be at Spring Mills, our first opportunity to see both of those teams who have been playing well, both of those teams ahead in their games at our last check.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We joked at the studio today that are we ever going to get a chance to see anybody but Musselman, Jefferson, or Hedgesville? Because through 3 games, we've now seen both of those teams, or all 3 of those teams, twice. So it'll be good to see a couple other teams in this region, in this section, really, in Berkeley County, and see what Martinsburg looks like this year and what Spring Mills is looking like this year. And again, Spring Mills, one of the surprise teams, I think, in AAA, not just in this area, but really across the state of what they're doing this year. And I believe you have some scoring updates for us.
Spring Mills and Hanley are now tied 6-6, bottom of the 7th inning at Spring Mills. So a chance for the Cardinals to maybe get a walk-off win, or that one could go extras. They were in the 5th inning still down at Central Woodstock, and a 4-1 lead for the Martinsburg Bulldogs, still on top of Central Woodstock out of Virginia. So that's what's going on in those games. Spring Mills, 9 wins and 4 losses coming into play tonight in Martinsburg, 8-4, and both teams looking to square off against one another at Spring Mills on Wednesday night. Game time is at 7, and our pregame coverage will begin right here at 6:40. Tomorrow evening, we encourage you to join us at 5 o'clock for a special edition of Miller Time. We'll be on the air from 5 until 6:30, and we look to bring you the broadcast through our TV10 Facebook page. That's how it will come, as a Facebook Live video that will then be put out over TV10 as well as our radio airwaves. We're going to be at Nationals Park as Bryce Harper and the Philadelphia Phillies make their first visit to his old stomping grounds.
Tell you what, man, I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
I am definitely looking forward to it as well. We're going to get down there early in the day. We've got our media passes that will allow us to be on hand as Bryce Harper will address the media tomorrow. That will occur around, 3 or a little after. And so we'll be there to get his comments, and we'll bring those to you during tomorrow's Miller Time. We'll also look to be a part of the pre-game interview or media opportunity with manager Davey Martinez and bring you his thoughts as well. And then on Wednesday's program, we'll bring you, what was the fan reaction when Bryce Harper came to the plate? Can't bring that to you live, not allowed to do that once game action is underway. But I will be recording just so we can play it back on Wednesday and give you an idea from our vantage point in the seats. What were fans thinking as Bryce Harper made his way?
And saying, screaming, gesturing.
Hopefully it will all be clean enough that we can put it on the air. So, again, join us tomorrow evening for a very special edition of Miller Time. Then Wednesday, we'll get back to high school baseball. Well, thanks to each of our sponsors supporting our coverage of high school baseball. Thank you for joining us at each of our various broadcast and telecast entities. Thanks goes out to both head coaches, Eric Grove and Josh Hartman, providing information and interviews for our broadcast. And thanks goes out to Jason Hatterer, as well as to Aaron Whitford, all the staff and the folks here at Eagle Field for their help and support and hospitality as well. Patrick Feely is our engineer back at the studio. Thank you, Patrick. Great job tonight. For Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller, reminding you our final score this evening in 4.5 innings, a Mercy Rule win for Hedgesville as they shut out Musselman 10-0 the final. Until next time, so long, everyone.